Recording in progress. Here we go. All right.
Oh, now it has stuff in the middle.
Yeah, just hit, I got it. It's asking you if it's okay
Yeah.
to record. Okay, so just you have to tap, I got it. Okay, here we go. I think that sunshine's good. Okay, ready? So let's kind of find our straightness as we can, the best we can. Everybody's a little bit different. And, try to take your shoulder blades and let them ride down the back of the body, like the shoulder blades ride down the spine. And let's put a little awareness in the back of our body. Okay, just kind of that your back of your body, all these muscles back here, they're very strong. They're responsible for holding you up and give you some strength during the day. So it's not the front muscles. It's going to be the back muscles that can hold you up and give you strength through the day. Just get a feel for that. Just kind of put your attention to the back side. Okay, let's go on up. Inhale up. And then relax down. And as you relax down, feel the back of the body. Feel what it feels like. Okay, just notice it. Now you can take the air as you breathe in, just fill up the back. Fill up, I'm talking like the whole backside, dude. Your shoulder blades, your ribs, maybe your hamstrings. Just kind of get that feel. Inhale up. Turn the palms over. Gently just reach a little bit. Test your end range. Don't go up. You can't go beyond your end range, but you can go and see where it is. Okay? Oh, don't try to go beyond where you can't go. And here, just give a gentle reach out to the side. A gentle reach out to the side. Pull the fingers up a little bit of a stretch there, and then relax. Let's open up to the side. Okay, we're going to do our pull the bow. So here's our hip joint, sitting down a little bit. So we're going to practice turning in the hip. So turn. Okay, we'll do a little bit of kind of stretch too for this. Okay, so push the heel down a little bit so you can feel that stretch in the calf. And then keep this part long so you get this nice opening here. Inhale, and then rotate the hips, rotate the feet forward, and exhale. Look at the head, and then your head stretches up, your hand stretches up, your elbow stretches down, your tailbone. We don't touch the tailbone. We just imagine that the hips sink as the head rises. Inhale, push the heel down, push the back heel down, get that nice stretch in the calf. Wherever your flexibility is, like if you can't push the heel down, that's fine. Just kind of think that you can push the heel down. And then exhale. Again, shoulder blades ride down the back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One last time on this side. Inhale. And then exhale. Okay, hands together. Inhale up. And then open the ribs. Okay, exhale down. Inhale up. Fill the body, fill the back side of the body. Exhale down. Inhale up. Notice that my feet are not like, so my feet want to be straight ahead, so my leg bones are over kind of straight into my hip joint. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Okay, so I'm not trying to reach behind me. I'm just trying to reach kind of up. If I have to reach forward, that's okay. We know where I might be at the moment for that. Okay, exhale out. Let's do a little bit of twisting here. One. Now, depending on what your shoulder condition is, you just kind of be gentle, just kind of explore and try to keep the shoulders down, right? To kind of explore what you have, okay? If you're here, that's fine. Just get that little bit of a twist. Okay, so so inhale, make a fist, exhale. Give a gentle hip twist. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and relax. We're going to do that again. I'm going to give you another clue. It's called, how would you say? It's the engaging the pelvic floor. Okay, right? So to engage the pelvic floor, if you don't know, it's kind of like you're preventing yourself from urinating, right? So we're going to engage the pelvic floor. And it's just like, it could be a squeeze. It's not the most maximum squeeze you can have, right? It's just a nice firm squeeze. So inhale and then exhale, but keep that squeeze on. Notice what happens. How it unifies the body a little bit. And relax down. Okay. We're going to try to engage that pelvic floor a little bit more in the exercise. So ready? So let's engage our pelvic floor. Coming up. Go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. And now we'll just work a little bit of our wrist help. Okay, so we're going to do the curve. 1, wrist and elbow. Okay, yes, it is recording. Open, push out and down, push down, come out, push down. Okay, and then up. So what I'm doing, I'm stretching these muscles here and strengthening the muscles here. Okay. This time I'm strengthening these muscles and stretching these muscles. One more time. And push a little bit. Okay, so let's go work a little bit of hip rotation. We get to start, we'll do some more of this though, but let's just start with a circle. That is in the, I guess, the traditional sequence. So just try that circle, just feel that rotation of the leg in the hip. Try to keep your low back stable. Okay. So I'm not moving my low back, I'm moving the hip joint. And then I'm going to move the other way, using my legs. Feel the knees nice and soft. And you keep the hands here because you want to see the hands are going to move with the hip, right? So if I have my hands out here, they're just going to move with the hip. If I put my hands here, so I can be sure my hands don't go off by themselves. Okay. And let's do a little bit more hip exploration here. So let's just learn to just do this rotate. I know we've done this earlier, but just turn one in, turn one out. Turn one in, turn one out. Okay, turn one in, turn one out. Turn one in, turn one out. All right, so let's do our hamstring stretch, which is basically more hip movement. 1. Okay, so here's a tendency, right? So let's just try to be a little bit stronger with our core. You can get engaged the pelvic floor. That will help you. Okay. And we'll do another little stretch before we finish this sequence. Okay, one more time and this time. Okay, so in Tai Chi, in the Tai Chi form, the Yang style form, and in all, actually all Tai Chi, they have this posture, right? You know, kind of like this. So we're just going to take advantage of this posture just for a little bit of a stretch. here. So let's have this posture. Now, the idea is not to go to the most range you have, right? It's just I want to take my knee above my ankle. And I'm just going to lower this knee a little bit so I can get this stretch in here. And you don't have to go all the way down. Just see where you can go, right? Okay. See if you get a little bit of stretch in here. Now we sit down so much, that's all gets tightened. That's all gets shortened, right? So we can just give that a little stretch. Okay, if you need to hold on to something for balance, here we go with the other side. You know, basically you step back. You could step back. I just step back and I don't go forward. I kind of just, and I just lower this knee and just try to get a little bit of stretch right there. I don't know, like, you know, if you guys have been just staying home a lot, right? Because of the pandemic, you know, things will be changing. I think on the Governor Inslee's decided, I think the 12th, the mandate comes off for masks, and I imagine people are going to go, whatever, you know, throw caution to the wind, so to speak. But I imagine if you guys are staying home a lot, you might be sitting a lot. So this is all getting shortened here. So we want to keep this nice and open. All right. So let's go and let's do a couple swings, and then we'll work on some other stuff. I try to keep the warm up to, you know, under 20 minutes, so maybe 15, 10 minutes would be a good warm up. You can let the foot go. Okay. All right, let's go a little bit up. Okay, so here, feel the arms just drop. One, drop, drop. We'll work a little bit on that. Okay, so let's just get a little movement. Okay. All right, and let's go ahead and rub. All right. Okay, speaking of movement and stuff, a lot of times we have a lot of tension in the upper body, and we hold it. Tai Chi, we want to have ability and movement, but with purpose. But we don't want to have tension. So part of the training is just to let go of tension. So let's just practice a little bit with using maybe the first part, the first movement, which is just the up. But we're going to just add tension, and then we're going to like let the tension out and see what the difference is, right? So you can come up, you can make really a lot of tension in the hand, right? And then just drop it and let it go, right? So tension, let it go. So I'm not like pulling the arms down necessarily. Or I'm not pulling the arms down, I'm just going to be, and then I just let gravity drop. So you can just go one, you don't have to do like the maximum tension you can get. Just a little bit of tension and then drop, okay? A little bit of tension and then drop. Okay, so now we're going to try a little bit of tension. And this time when we drop, feel like instead of dropping the arms forward, it's like all that tension relaxes and drops down, straight down the body. Okay, so this is just kind of like get a little bit of sensitivity of how your legs handle your body. And so when we have the hands come down, they can just relax down, right? So let's just try with more of the Tai Chi kind of way. Up. Now, not really with tension, but more in tension. And then when we let it drop, we just relax the muscles without trying to push the hands down. We're just letting the muscles relax and they just sink down. Okay. So you can think of it something like this. Very minimal tension to lift the arms up. But that tension, the strength comes from the body. So I'm not using these muscles, just feel your feet, lift your hands up. You might sense a little bit of tension because you're putting a little intention, and then relax. But you relax in such a way that everything, it just eases down. Right? It like melts. Chin in, head up. Good. And here at the bottom, feel the weight of the arm. You know, it's not the weight of the arm, actually, it's the weight of the body. So it's like the weight of the body in the hand. And the hands are heavy because your body's heavy. And you can feel your feet almost press, you can feel your feet press into the floor. Okay, so let's try again. Try to have both hands come together. So we're not going to use tension, but we're going to use intention. So imagine your fingertips are touching the opposite wall. Okay, so there's a little, it's like tension, but not really. Okay, and then you're just going to soften. We can add some intention if you like. So you can intend to like pull something towards you or intend to firmly brush something with the palms of the hand. All right. All right. So we want to take this tension out of the body. And we want to let the lower body make all the movement. Speaking of which, we're going to do some more of this kind of warm-up exercise, and then we'll work on the form. So one aspect is like the hand, we often have the hands move independently. So we're going to have the hands now move with the hip, okay? So we can just have, so we've done our circle. So we can just do our circle. We do a little wider. And you can have the hands follow the hip, and we don't have to make it very special. Just wherever the hip goes, the hands go. Okay. Now I'll show you how this works in the form. So let's get the sense of, and if you like, you know, last time we had the belt. If you have the belt, it's fine. It's not necessary, but sometimes if you have the belt, and if you can make the hips go and then the hands just follow, you keep the belt slightly taut. It's not necessary, but sometimes it helps. Okay, but the hands go where the hips go. Okay, if the hips curve, the hands curve. Okay, if the hips do a figure eight, the hands do a figure eight. But the hands don't lead. Okay, so have the hips lead. So I'm doing a little figure eight with the hip, and have the hand follow the hip. Okay, basically the hands are just kind of just staying like this, but I'm just now going to put them here. Okay, so the hands follow the hip. Okay, you can make this more expressive by making the hip turn a little bit more. Have the legs soft, but just keep the hands following the hip. Okay, you have the hips go down and the hands go down. Hips come up, hip goes down, hand goes down. So have the hands follow the hip. We're just doing this very deconstructed. Okay, I'm going to lower the body with the hip joint, not with the knees. The knees are just bending, but think of the hip and your glute there working. Okay, the knees are just folding. That's what they're designed to do. Okay, nice, and hip goes down, hands go down, hip comes up, hands come up. Good. Let's relax. All right. Go ahead. Okay, so let's do a couple more. I introduced you guys the silk reeling, so I think we'll continue with that. And then we'll work on some of the Tai Chi forms. Okay, and we can see the silk reeling using the hip. Okay, so let's work with the hip again. So think of the hip just turning and turning, figure eight. Okay, so put one hand out. Okay, so my hand's gonna go here because my hip is gonna go there. So my hand follows the hip. Relax, think of something heavy here. Turn the hip, hand comes out, relax. So think of something heavy. So if I pick up something heavy, I have to use my legs. They always say, lift with your legs. Okay. So lift with your legs. Something heavy, I don't want to drop it. It's like a very expensive thing. I don't want to drop it. It's heavy. So I'm going to lower with my legs. Okay. 1, 2. So I'm going to lower my hand. So remember we did this exercise where we just had the hands that soft and melt. So it just relaxes down. Okay. Then you pick it up with your legs. I turn my hip to make my hands go that way. And I drop down. Okay. We'll work a little, maybe we'll work some stretches at the end because this can be a very intense kind of workout. Okay. 1. I want to learn how my hips direct the movement of my body. And we'll see this in the Tai Chi form. Okay, and maybe a little strengthening of the leg, chin up, posture good. Have good posture. Okay. We'll take our time. We'll take our time. Learn how to relax that arm, but you relax it in such a way as it's like it gradually relaxes. Okay. But it never falls. Come up. Actually, I don't like that word, relax. It's not exactly a precise. You have to be relaxed. I guess the best word is don't be tense. Okay. Be engaged. Okay. So notice how the hip has to go. This heavy thing, I use my legs to come up. Turn my hip, brings the hand over, relax. Put your hands on your belly button if you like. You can see how the body moves the hand. Okay. Okay, the hand is part of the back. So when the arm comes up, think of the shoulder blade, the back muscles, using the back muscle to come up. Down. 1. Or you can think of bringing up a cup of coffee or tea, whatever you like. Up. Because you don't pick up your coffee like this, do you? You just kind of go up like this and down. And 1. Relax. Up and down. 1. Relax. Up. And you can notice which hip is working. Both hips do work in this. Okay. Go nice and slow. The thing about the practice is the more you could focus on your own body, the more interesting it is. It's really very boring for you just to focus, to look at me do this, right? And then, but even if you have to follow, which it really is much more interesting if you look at me and see, okay, this is what I have to do, and then explore what the feeling is in your own body. Explore what the feeling is. Explore how your body's making the movement. Okay. Okay, let's just straighten it out a little bit. Okay, let's go with a few of the moves, and then I think we'll work more on the form. I want to make sure we do the form. I know a lot of you guys like the form and want to learn more of it. So we want to make sure we do that too. Okay, so let's do our push. Let's go into the push. And we'll do it like in the kind of a traditional sense that we'll enter the push, right? So we'll work like the first part of the form, which is the grass sparrow's tail. Okay, and then we'll work on our push. So let's get back to our posture. Okay, get back to our posture. Pull the chin in. Relax the shoulders down. When I relax the shoulders down, it's like I open the chest up. Okay. So I Ready? So pull the chin in. Relax the shoulders. And you might feel like a pull on different parts of the neck or the shoulders. That might indicate to you that one part is like tense or one part is not, needs to be tenser. It's strengthened maybe. Okay, ready? So let's just breathe naturally. So here we're talking about the intention. Okay, so imagine brushing the wall with the fingertips and then relax, melt the arms. As the hands go down, you can imagine the chin pulling in a little bit more in and lifting that neck longer. Okay, as the hands go down, you can imagine the feet really digging or sinking more into the ground. Okay, so we're going to pivot to your right and I'm going to pivot. Oh, your left, doesn't matter, whichever is more comfortable for you. Zoom is difficult. And my elbow is going to relax like that. I'll look, I'll start with this move, the ward off left. So we'll practice the form. Here's a tendency to have a little tension between the shoulder blades. Just imagine the shoulder blades getting nice and wide, keep the head up. So I step in. We do the grass sparrow's tail. Okay. So here's grass sparrow's tail. I might change this to landscape mode in a moment. Okay, so let's think of what the hips are going to do now. The hips are going to come back and turn. Let me see if I could do this so you guys can see what I'm doing. The hip is going to come back and turn in. Okay, come back and turn in. Come back. So my hip is doing this. Okay, this is Tai Chi right there. Okay, that's kind of basically all you need to know. Okay, 1, 2, and hands just follow along. Okay, you can do a little fancy figure 8 with the hip. Okay, like the hips turn. To bring this hand over, I kind of have to kind of a little bit like that with the hip. But that's kind of like, I think, the secret really. To use the big muscles in your body in such a way that your body is coordinated. Okay, so we're just working on this grass sparrow's tail to press. Roll back, press. So notice how the hip has to turn in, the hip has to come in and go back out. So come out, roll out, roll in, roll out, and not out like this. It's kind of like, it's a very narrow roll. Out and roll. Okay, so let's do our push then. Nice and relax. So the same thing, here's a little bit of intention and that melting, that relaxation melting. And then use the hips to push forward. Okay, so when I say use the hip, we don't kind of go like this. We still have to keep the body unified. So shoulders over, keep the shoulders, so we're not leaning over this. We keep the shoulders in line with the hip as much as possible. And we can do a little bit of opening to the side and coming back down the center. We do both sides. Hands follow the center, hands follow the body. Okay, body direction is controlled by the hip joint. Okay, the Chinese classics say that the power is in the feet, rooted in the feet, runs up the legs, and directed by the Mingmen. Well, the Mingmen is like here, or the Dantian is kind of here. But they are right between the hip bones. Right, so I think really it'd be better to say the power is directed by the hips. Okay, but you can think of in between what the hip is, so you can get that sense of the center of your body. Okay, we just kind of practice a push. Okay, wherever you are, just step up and step back. So just try the other side. Notice what your legs are doing, what your hamstring is doing, the back of your leg. Pay attention to your knee. If the knee feels uncomfortable, adjust. Okay. You can go out to the side and come back in. I want to make sure we have plenty of time for everything. Because also I want to do review a little bit of the cloud hands. You take some of the moves out of the form that are more prevalent than some of the special moves, so to speak, the moves that you hardly see. Because those can be like those are like the foundation of the form. Okay, I think the form is designed to develop a certain foundation, so you can do the more fancy moves, like the one-legged chicken stance and one-leg move. Okay, so just building up the strength, relaxing the tension out of the arms, out of the shoulders. Good. Okay, let's relax. Okay, let's just do the brush knee and then the cloud hands, and I think we'll get to the form. Okay, so let's just start from here. Okay, again, so this time, so here's the hand. So intention, relaxation, or intentional relaxation. Okay, so a little bit of intention and a little relaxation with a target, a direction, a destination. So I'm going to relax to the destination. Okay, so whatever hand, whatever foot you wanted, it's fine. But right, so this is contralateral. That means the front foot and the opposite hand. Okay, and then I just sit back. I feel this relaxation. Okay, so I'm not pushing down. I'm just relaxing the arm down. And then my legs propel my body forward, my hips turn. And then my front leg propels me back onto my back leg, relax in the shoulder joint. This hand comes up, but not out here, comes up close, stays close, not out here, stays close, and comes through. Part of this is a study of like, where are you strong in the body? Like out here is kind of weak, right? If you want to push something, it's easy to push something from, instead of out here, it's easy to push something from here. And if you want to lift something, it's hard to lift something from way out here, so you want to lift it close to your body. Just relax into the move. Feel the hip joints move. Okay. Pay attention to your knees and ankles. Take a length of a stance that's appropriate for you. Okay. So don't take a stance that's like too long and you have to, do some type of compromise. Just take something that works for you. Okay. As you relax more and get better in the movement, you can experiment with your position. Okay. A little bit of detail here. And think of the edge of the heel of the palm coming, putting like a more, not like pushing out with the body, but just think of that's going to land. Maybe that's a better way to place that. Just think that the lower body's making the movement, but the heel of the palm is going to land, right? That's the contact point. So that you notice that gives you like a little bit of a stretch. Feel the weight just drop. Okay. Feel the weight of the arm drop. If this drops, this comes up. So both arms move at the same time. Okay. The only time I don't have them move is like when we're just practicing, just trying to work deconstruct the form or just seeing how the movements work. But in the form, everything moves. Okay. My hips are moving. I'm good. If I exaggerate, it's going like this. Okay. But I'm going to keep in good alignment. Notice your body. How do the fingertips feel? Is your hand like crunched or tense, or just relaxed and open? Okay, let's switch sides. Come up. I can step back, and then I can come forward. 1, 2. My front knee. I try to keep my front knee just above the ankle. I can even have it a little bit behind the ankle. That wouldn't be technically correct, but it's one way to just so I don't have to prevent knee strain. Okay. So we did that little warm-up exercise with this stretching this muscle here. So notice how important that is here, right? If this muscle is tight and I'm trying to do this posture, what happens? I have to arch my low back. Okay, so you can have like you can take, moderate your stance. If you feel pain in the low back, if you're like arching, what they call hyperextend your low back. You don't want to hyperextend your low back. The low back has a natural curve. So we want to kind of maintain that. We can play around a little bit with engaging the pelvic floor. Okay. Lightly. Okay. So here I'm facing this direction. And I can change this exercise into another direction. So the front one has the weight, the back one's off. I can let it release. And then I can just step 90 degrees and just kind of work different directions. Okay. 2, 1. Relax here. Okay. And feel that the hip brings the hand around, brings the back hand around. Okay. So I want to get away from just like bring my hand, like having my hand independent. I want to see if I can let my back hip bring my hand around. Or you can think of, I want to see if my back leg can lift my right hand up. And I put the right hand on my body, on my legs. All right, come on up, inhale. I think what I'll do, I'll go to the landscape mode now. All right, there you are. Okay, because we're going to do a little bit of cloud hands. Okay, so I want to say like that. Performing the form has been like a big part of the curriculum, so to speak, when Tai Chi came to the West, because everyone wanted to do the form. But I think we need to find a foundation. So when you do the form can be done to benefit you. Because if you do the form, without the proper foundation, you can actually, at worst you would injure yourself, right? At worst. So we want to make sure that, but at best you can strengthen yourself, right? You can strengthen and become more flexible, improve your posture. Okay, so let's do the cloud hands. Okay, so let's think about the hip again. If I want to look this way, my hip turns this way. I want to look that way, my hip turns that way. Okay. All right. Okay. So the hand wants to go here. I just turn my hip, 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 turn my hip. All right, so let's try cloud hands, 2 hands at once then. 1, so I'm gonna imagine this hand and this hip sinking together and then driving to the other hip. Then this hand sinks, drive to the other hip. Now you don't have to really sink the hip, but you want to feel like the weight goes right down that leg. The weight of this arm is being carried by that leg. Or the weight of this arm is being carried by the body into that leg. Okay. Now it does help to look at where you want to go. What I want to get away from is the hands moving independently. See, this is a very big difference, right? The hands are just kind of, the hands are leading. Right? I want to make sure that my body goes together. I want them to be together, but I can start training it by maybe making my hips lead, my body lead. And just notice the change of weight as you go from one hip to the other hip. And then the heaviness of this side sinks into the hip. Don't crush your hip. Just put that weight into the leg. Okay, so I'm going to get a little here. So we're going to start walking a little bit. You can take as big a step as you like. I'm going to take smaller steps because notice as I turn, I have to turn into this hip joint. I'm going to use this leg. I'm going to keep my hip in line with the foot, and then I'll step out with the heel. Only step out as far as comfortable. Okay. Bring it together. I like to keep my feet under the hip joint when I step together. I don't bring them too close. That's kind of a little bit, then I'm doing this. Okay. So I try to keep my feet like hip width apart when I just work on this. Okay, the dimensions of Tai Chi, like, for example, like, you don't like say your feet should be so many inches apart because everybody's body is different. So you use your dimensions are based on your body. Okay. Notice as we change from foot to foot, one foot kind of releases. Okay. All right, so here's some of the problems we can encounter in cloud hand. So when I go this way, because I may not understand this relationship, I'll let this knee cave in to support this distance, right? What I want to do is understand what's the proper thing to support my body weight. So I can sit in my hip, and then I can come out. This way the knee doesn't cave in and strain the knee, okay? Because then your knee's shearing this way. You don't want it to go do that. Okay? The knee only goes basically a certain way. Hands go together, hands go together. So hands follow the hip. Okay, relax this down, just like what we did in the beginning exercise. Notice what's going on with the body. Okay. What are the legs saying to you? What do you feel this, they have to hold you up? Are you helping the legs hold you up? Basically, you have to help the legs by making sure your alignment's right. Your ankle and your foot is engaged, right? Your arch is on to the best of your ability. Right? If you need a more arch, you can push the ball of the big toe down to push the arch up a little, and that will push the ball of the small toe and down too. Okay. We'll do one more here, and then we'll go one more. We'll go one more here, and then we'll do cloud hand. I mean, not cloud hand, single whip. So my single whip, I angle my foot, my trailing foot, and I'll go with my single whip. Single whip. What I want with my single whip is not to be like this, pinched, and I don't want to be caved. Okay, my single whip is a big, expansive posture. I want to breathe into my single whip. Okay, and I don't want to, so not pinching your shoulder blades prevents, this kind of thing, and not cranking my shoulder either. Not cranking this joint. Okay, keep this joint healthy. It's not everybody can crank it over, and it's not very functional in the sense that you lose a lot of functional strength when you're overextended. So you just find, right? Just find, and then shoulder, hip, shoulder, hip, shoulder, no hip, shoulder, hip. Okay, shoulder, hip. What's the other one? Elbow, knee. Elbow, knee. Elbow, no knee. Elbow, knee. All right. Elbow, knee. Elbow, no knee. Elbow, knee. Okay. So, and just try to relax. Okay. So let's try a little bit of the form. I think last week I started you guys off in second section. So maybe we'll do that again. Work in second section. And all right, so I think we'll keep the alignment this way. It seems to work pretty well here. And I will, let me see, how did I have it before? I had it facing this way. I will just keep it this way, it's fine. Okay, I will adjust my footwork to accomplish my space needs, to meet my needs for space. You guys, just whatever space you have, it's great. But you can also do Tai Chi in a small space. You just have to learn how to adjust. Okay, ready? So we'll go ahead and do the form. I'm going to start at the left edge here. Okay, let's get into the posture, get into our bodies, feel our bodies, feel, your body wants to be comfortable in all positions, all the time, every day, right? So head up, pull the chin in, relax the shoulders, open the chest without pinching the back. Okay, ready? And let's begin. Raise the hands. So intention with the arms. And then that relaxation, that slow relaxation down, okay? I'm sitting with the butt here. I look to the right. It's called ward off right. Notice my elbow is down. Weight on the right heel. Think of the heel. Use the front of the foot for balance. Ward off left. Left hand comes out. I just double check in the camera every now and then. Okay, ward off right. And then I'm going to do the roll back. The roll back works with the hip. So I'm use my hip. It's not a very big turn because my feet are kind of dictating the limitation, the boundaries. And I turn my hip to the left and I come back, turn my hip to the center as I come back. Move my hip back. I open my hip a little bit, come back in. Okay, let's do a single whip. Elbows hanging down, arms hanging down. I'll take a little step back here. So I can stay in the camera. One. Okay, single whip. So remember we talked about single whip. Nice open posture. Okay, so let's do the lift the arms. I guess we'll do first section. And then relax. Okay, so we have our step in. It's called shoulder strike, but it's just basically just stepping in this way. I'm not leaning, always upright. Wide crane, spread your wings. Feel the weight of the arm. It's so heavy. It just sinks down. As this sinks down, this comes around. They work together. Okay, so here's our brush knee. One, brush knee. Good posture in your brush knee. Good posture. Okay, we push off. I'll come back. Okay, play the guitar. One, brush knee. Pivot. Brush knee. Notice I'm not curved. I'm trying to work with this hip joint. Okay, pivot. Take your time as you transfer weight. As you transfer weight, it's an educational moment. Push off. Okay, come back. Relax. You look at Tai Chi as a study of how you should hold your body in movement. Okay, we can do a punch. One, I'll do my punch. Okay, right hip, right fist. Hip comes slightly forward, fist comes out. Okay, turn the hip a little bit to the left, turn it back under. Open and push. Okay, turn the hips to the front. So cross hands, right hand front of left. Double check, feet or other feet even. You know, just learn to notice where you place your feet. Okay, relax the left hand down. Look over your right shoulder. We do a brush knee. One. Okay. And then relax the shoulder. Make sure everything's just relaxed. Palm over. And then press. Open. Okay. So let's go. Let's go. Pretend you're kind of doing single whip. Just pivot. And then pick up this foot. And then just fist under elbow. Okay, so left foot forward, left hand up, right hand fist. Hopefully we'll get together in person soon. Relax the shoulder blades. Pull the knee up. Okay, so wherever your balance can hold you, you can drag your foot or see if you could work with a little bit more core stability. Step down and push. Okay. Good posture. Good posture. Okay. This is a position of strength. Okay. One. Now, the strength concept in Tai Chi is not like this tense strength. It's just this being everything in a good place, having the body well supported by the legs. Notice how both hands move at once. They move with the hip. When the hip stops, my hand stops. Okay, let's do the one. Now here, I'm going to turn the body, turn the hips, makes the hands turn. Step up, push down, come back, and then relax. Again, we do with the shoulder strike. To white crane spreads wings. To relax down. To brush knee. And when I relax, I don't fall forward. I let the arm just relax down. Imagine the weight of this arm brings this arm up. Okay, the weight of the arm goes through the center of my body. This hand is being lifted with the center of my body. One. Push, push off, settle back down. Okay, we've been working on this whole hip idea, so here's the hip hinge. Only go as low as comfortable. Keep your low back, don't flex your back. Just keep your back straight. And we're just sitting back into the hip joint, Feel your glutes now. The right glute's probably really firing. And then drive off the right heel. And then step forward to fan through the back. Relax the shoulders. Don't worry about how high the hands are. Just have the shoulder blades relax. Turn. Let's go turn and chop. One. Bring the hand back. One down. One out. Feel the heaviness of this arm. Okay. I think we can make it all right to cloud hands, and that's where we'll stop. So I'm going to take a step back for my punch. I do my punch, nice and slow. Have the fist follow my leg, follow my hip. Okay. And now I'm going to open the punch, step into grass sparrow's tail. Okay. Then I'll do roll back, using my hip to make the move. They're not very big hip movements, okay? But the hip joint makes the body turn. So turn, 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 up. One. Don't stick the butt out, keep the butt in line with the foot. Step out, okay. So here we can do the cloud hand. So let's remember how the hands work. The hands follow the direction of the hip. If the hip turns, that's where you look, okay? You can look first. I guess it's good to look where you're going before you go. Okay. So let's end with single whip. So we're going to do single whip. Feel the weight of this arm rest on the body. 2 and out. And then remember, single whip is a big, expansive type of posture. I'm not like straining to be big. I'm just like letting the body relax and open the joints, let the body just relax and have the joints open on their own by just relaxing the joints. Keeping the head up, pulling the chin in. Imagine the weight of the arms just opens up my shoulder joints. My chest is open because I have my head up. My back shoulder blades are not pinched, they're just expanding. Okay, inhale. Oh, let's do the cross hands to finish. And finish here. All right, let's do a little bit of the Qigong. You just relax the joints. The weight of the arm is settled on the body. Okay. Good. Excellent. All right, very good. Okay, so we'll finish. I know people have stuff to do, so we'll get you guys going. Okay, thank you very much. I'm gonna put you all you guys on. I'm gonna end the recording.